When's lunch? When's lunch? When's lunch? Oh no.
Guys, welcome back to When's Lunch. I'm Spencer.
I am Matheson, the #1 host of the show.
Shut up.
Most handsome guy.
Wow. We have another handsome guy here with
We
us.
do.
We have singer, songwriter, rapper, Jack and Jack member Jack Johnson. Let's give him a little baby round of applause.
Yes.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Happy to be. I'm glad you're here, dude.
Yeah, we're very glad you're here.
Yeah.
It's tough to call who's more handsome, by the way. I gotta say that right now.
I understand.
It's okay. I know that he's
It's a different type of handsome.
He's
you know?
objectively more handsome.
I just
and
actually
I'm
got
okay
mad
with
when he
that.
said that.
Well, wait, but you got the
I'm kidding.
glasses. You know, you kind of got the author
You like
look
the
going on with
glasses?
the beanie. It's like,
see,
it's different types of handsome.
I told you he
so-
gets
He
some-
has like the hipster. He's got
Exactly.
the alt left.
Alt
Yup.
left.
I definitely would see him at like a coffee
Left
shop, you know,
center.
bright and early, just, you know, with his little latte. Like,
Yeah,
working on his
exactly.
laptop.
listening
yeah.
to
You guys get it.
listening
In the best way
to-
possible.
Listening to like
of course.
lo-fi hip hop.
Yeah.
Tame Impala or something.
Dude, I've been wanting to have you on here for a while. Everybody who listens is obviously a huge fan of you and what you do. Yeah, I mean, everybody's been asking to have you on, so
I appreciate you boys having me.
we're
Dude,
fucking
we're-
here.
yeah, we're stoked.
By
This
the
is
way,
great.
did you know that we are the exclusive and only podcast on the balcony?
Really?
Yeah,
It's true.
I'm
number
the only
one.
one. You've like looked into it and you've
Oh, we've
Bro.
aggressively looked into
We
it.
have Googled
Yeah.
really?
hard.
We
There's no
have-
other balcony podcast.
We've interrogated a lot of people. Waterboarding, you know.
Okay,
Right. Oh, sorry. Not real.
relax.
Are there any others out there? Are there any others?
I see you have an Eagles jersey on, Jeff.
Yeah. I mean, that's
Are you
my
a Philly
team.
boy?
It's weird because I'm from Nebraska.
He's a massive Philly boy.
And you know, Nebraska, we don't have any loyalty to any team, like pro teams, because we don't have
Right.
any pro teams. Like our biggest professional team is an indoor football team called the Omaha Beef, which, you know, they're pretty badass.
Omaha
Like,
Beef?
The Omaha Beef, yeah. Because like we're known for our steaks and shit. Like, you've heard of Omaha Steaks,
That's
right?
true.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So Omaha Beef is, you know, our biggest pro sports team, and outside of that, everyone has to, you know,
What's the mascot?
give their loyalty elsewhere. I think it's
cow.
like a big cow or something.
It has to
Yeah,
be.
It must be. Yeah, I went to one game. I don't
Are
really
they
remember.
sponsored by Omaha Beef or
By Omaha Steaks? I wonder. Jim Simon, the guy who runs Omaha Steaks, he's like a good family friend.
No way.
We actually did our first like brand deal with him ever, like on Vine and shit, like a whole different like story. But
What the fuck?
you know, obviously they're one of the biggest like national like steak distributors. I guess you would call them that, slaughterers, whatever you want to call
Do
them.
you guys get the hookup on steaks?
Yeah.
family?
Yeah, I mean,
Nice.
we did this like brand deal. It was our first Vine brand deal ever with Omaha Steaks, and he laced us with like steaks for the year type shit.
That's
Yes.
And
awesome.
yeah,
Hell
the
yeah.
Galitzkis
Thanks.
are much closer to like that family than I am, but Jim's the man. That whole family's awesome. But Omaha Beef, I'm not sure if there's any relation between the two, but either way, it's like everyone has to put their loyalty elsewhere in terms of pro teams.
Right.
And so for me, it was like around first grade when I started getting into sports, and my buddy Nate Lippincott, second grade, my buddy Nate Lippincott was like the only other, like my only friend at the time who was like really into sports. And his whole family was from Philly. Grandparents, they all like lived back there. And every time I would be at his house on Sundays, I would see him and his dad and his whole family watching the Eagles games. And they would be going crazy. That's back when they had Donovan McNabb.
I was gonna
T.O.,
say T.O.
McNabb, dude.
you know,
Yeah.
freaking Dawkins and
Yeah,
they
that
had
was
great-
the golden age for the
the
Eagles.
golden age. Westbrook, of course, who I'm repping right now. But yeah, bro, I just fell in love with the Eagles. Iverson was playing for the Sixers, so you know, all Philly sports just kind of came naturally to me. That was like,
Speaking of Iverson, I just watched Allen Iverson just like crossover compilation on YouTube.
oh my god, bro,
I can't believe what I'm saying.
bro, it's unbelievable. He was like,
I've never
really-
seen somebody play like
He was
that.
really the answer, bro.
Yeah.
Do you remember the video where he steps over Tyronn Lue in the playoffs?
Sure
when he's
do.
playing the Lakers.
Sure do.
That has to be the most badass moment in sports, bro. Like so disrespectful, and they ended up winning that first game. Ended up losing the finals, like in the long run.
You should follow
wow.
Allen Iverson on Instagram. He has some funny posts now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He is. It's like, you know, he's definitely like
How old is he
grown,
now?
like he's an old man
he's
now,
like-
you know.
He's in 40s?
At least 45.
At least 45. Yeah.
But he just like but he's still AI.
he's still hood.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
still like just, you know,
Just going
cocky.
for
And
it.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, he's
Love the
still-
dude, bro. But yeah, those two sports teams really just brought such an energy to that city at the time, and I guess I just fell in love with Philly sports. So those are my
Dude.
two main ones. But yeah,
That's awesome. I've actually always wondered that because I remember when we played in Philly, we toured together.
yeah, I was like shouting out the Eagles on stage.
You literally had like an Eagles beanie on, an Eagles jersey.
Fans were
like,
giving me like Eagles stuff because they all know like
you
know,
had Eagles everything.
for sure, bro. I had to represent. What about you guys? Where do you like?
We're just both from Ohio.
We're not
So
big
you're-
sports people.
Are you Browns guys?
No.
No,
Nah.
I don't really
No,
care.
I don't think you could be a Browns person even if you lived in Ohio.
Really? Not even now with Baker and the whole, you know.
That's true.
It's getting
I
better.
think the next generation should be Browns fans.
What about Cavaliers when, you know, it was the golden era of LeBron?
Dude, to be honest with you, I really only followed baseball when I was younger. I liked
Okay.
I like basketball. I like playing I still do ball, but I
Just
like
wasn't
the
you weren't a
Cincinnati
spectator.
Reds.
Okay, I get the Reds.
Yeah, I like
course.
baseball.
I think in Ohio, the only thing that matters is the
It's
Buckeyes.
Ohio State football,
Ohio
yeah.
State Buckeyes.
And we kind of got some beef there.
Oh, really?
The Huskers.
The Cornhuskers.
Oh, the
right?
Right. Yeah.
Big
yeah.
beef, actually, not
Big,
some little
Big
beef.
Ten edition.
Some
Yeah.
Omaha beef.
But it's all good. We all know who's better. Or whatever.
Did you know this is going to be a sports podcast?
Literally, bro.
This is all it
We
is.
talk about sports for 2 hours.
I think people just like they either like LeBron or they like the Buckeyes, and that's
yeah,
it.
that's what it is.
And all the Cavs fans are now Lakers fans, and that's just what happened. But
It's true. It's true. I mean, the Cavs, they could bounce back. They got some young talent, but yeah, it's definitely probably been tough as an Ohio sports fan for like some period of time.
it's not good, Jack.
But hey, you
It's
gotta
not- the
you gotta
football's
stay
not a good
loyal.
situation.
You
I
gotta
know.
grind through it.
I think like the Browns fans are very unapologetically loyal though, because they've
Yeah.
been bad for so long.
Mhm.
So people will just go because they're like, I have to.
You know what's
Yeah.
going to be? It's going to be like you're a fucking Cubs fan,
Yeah.
and then we're going to be like when we're 103, we're going to see the first Super Bowl win by the Browns.
Right, bro? Because didn't the Cubs take there was like a 100-year hiatus before
Yeah.
they won the
Literally,
World Series? Right?
It was and it was an amazing win. I remember
big
seeing
moment,
that.
right? That was like
Well, you guys know
biggest
that whole
moment in
story
sports.
too. We're really talking about sports, but like
I know.
the that whole fiasco where they were in the World Series or maybe the playoffs, and that dude, there was that foul ball, and that dude like reached
Yeah,
over
yeah, yeah.
the side
Oh, yeah,
and
he
caught it.
Stole it from the
Yeah,
guy.
I just saw like a little documentary about that. And I didn't like he got like real.
Oh,
death
he got
threats.
Oh my
his whole
God,
life
bro.
got fucked.
Yeah, like
He like had to move.
he
He
had to
probably
move
could go
and
out in
like
public, yeah, in the
Yeah.
city. Like,
I think he
there's probably
changed
no
his
way.
name and stuff. Like
And wasn't he a
people, like,
Cubs fan too?
He was a Cubs
That was the
fan.
worst part.
And that's the thing too. Like if you watch the video, it's a completely reasonable thing to do. Like you're a fan. There's
Right.
like a foul ball coming, so you try to catch
I'm
it.
gonna grab it.
And people were throwing stuff at
Well, I
him.
couldn't
Like
stay at the rest of the game.
no,
could
the
he?
security had to come get him because people were like throwing full
felt
beers
so
at
bad
him and
for him.
stuff. It is brutal.
Hey, sports
Let's talk
fans.
about
Let's talk
not
about sports.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
All right, how about LeBron? Jack, I want to know like a shortened version of how you got from Omaha Jack to LA Jack.
Okay.
Like I want to know how, you know what I mean? Like how
For
how,
sure.
how you get your start? How did you get
definitely,
here?
definitely. I would love to give you a little backstory, and I'd like to think there's still quite a bit of Omaha Jack still in LA Jack, but
Ooh, okay.
the
Always.
transition
I like
was
that.
the transition was big, man. It was such a culture shock, and me and G, we had been best friends since kindergarten. Met the first day of kindergarten, and just had been inseparable ever since. And both had the same name, obviously, and so I think it was around like between junior and senior year, we learned about Vine, and we saw some people like who were getting popular on there. All the kids in like our class were on it, and like we weren't really on it yet. And
Whoa.
once we downloaded it, we saw people on there who were like gaining a following, but they weren't traditional celebrities, and so. And we were always like making like
Yeah.
YouTube videos back in like middle school and stuff, and we always loved sketch comedy and stuff. And we always loved making like song parodies. Like you can dig up these like really cringy videos of us. We made this one to "Sexy Can I" by Ray J, and we called it Apple Store Can I, and it was all just about Apple Store products. And we were just rapping in front of G's MacBook. And
Is this on Vine or is this on YouTube?
it's on YouTube. Like we
Gotcha.
took it down because we were like thought it was so cringy, but it's hilarious now. I'm actually glad like some fans found it and re-uploaded it. But either way, yeah, we were just like always putting content out like up until like the Vine days. We took a little gap in the first few years of high school because social pressures. Like
Yeah.
we just wanted to be like we didn't want to be like those weird like which was stupid of us because like we kind of
Right.
definitely let our peers get to us. And we're like, why are we making YouTube videos? We only have a couple thousand subscribers. Like, let's just focus on school and stuff. And so Vine comes back around. We start seeing these people who aren't, traditional celebrities, like actually gaining traction on there.
Yeah.
And like really like,
Who did
hitting
you
a
see?
million-
Like who?
like Rudy Mancuso and like
Right.
Eric Dunn. I remember Eric Dunn. He was in
So
Florida
good.
and he was always hilarious. And I'm trying to think who else. But I mean, there was just, quite an array of people who were putting out content and were the biggest people on the platform. There weren't really traditional celebrities on the platform yet. And so me and G are like, yo, we love sketch comedy. Why don't we just bring that into the Vine world and like, just put our best foot forward. And we started just posting consistently. And, I think by the time senior year started, this was between junior year, senior year. By the time senior year started, we might have had like 30,000 followers. We had a couple like big ones that like blew up. And
Did you become like high school famous?
yes, exactly. So
Gotcha.
like in the
I know
city,
that's
it was
what happens.
in the
Yeah.
city. It was like the first day of senior year. We were in the office and like some freshmen came up to us. Like we were doing like orientation or whatever, and some freshmen came up to us and they asked for a picture. I remember it was the first picture we ever took with anybody.
Because you probably had this summer just to be like Vine
Yeah, and we
every
didn't-
day.
And
Yeah,
we didn't really
yeah.
see anyone outside of like, just like the friends we were hanging out with.
Gotcha.
Like, and so it's not like there wasn't really an opportunity. But like, so this local buzz kind of started growing. And I remember taking our first picture in the principal's office first day of senior year, and we were like, bro, what? This is crazy. Like, just motivated us to go harder. We're like, wow, people actually like our videos. And so then, we started posting like musical covers in the mix of the comedy. I would say it was probably like 80% comedy. Like for every like 5 comedy videos, we'd probably do like something musical in the mix.
Fire.
Whether that be like me playing piano, G singing, like me beatboxing. And
Can I
G singing.
interject and tell
Yeah.
you that the first time that I became aware of who you guys were was because of Vine. It was
Which one? You remember?
yes, I do. I was
I think I know which one. I'm just guessing.
I was Ohio Spencer laying in bed, just like, on Vine for 2-3 hours a night. It was actually, God, dude, it was where you you were like nerds
Nerd
and
Vandals. Yep. I knew
nerd
it.
vandals,
I
and
knew
you
it,
go
bro.
like, you like array
4x4 equals 16. It was on the back of a Jeep. 4x4. You know?
right. They like put equals
We're gonna
16.
vandalize some stuff, bro.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Nerd
because
vandals is hilarious.
that one was
That is a
what
good idea.
really like blew us up. Like we had maybe 200,000 followers, and then we posted that one. I think we got 100,000 more overnight, and like that just started the influx of everything. Like the next day at school,
Nerd vandals.
I think like the Huffington Post and like some big like news sources like picked up the Nerd Vandals Vine, specifically that one.
Shit.
They're like the funniest Vine, or like I mean whatever. Like they were gassing us, but either way, like we went to school the next day, and like I remember our English teacher. We weren't in the same class, but like G wasn't in my class at the time. But my English teacher was like, "So guys, have you guys seen this video?" And he played it in front of the whole class, and I was like, "Oh my god, what are you doing, Mr. Cleffer?" And
Mr. Cleffer,
Mr.
you
Cleffer.
mother. No,
and he was
son
a
of
great
a
dude. It was funny because this English teacher, he was like loved rapping, and he would always like rap in front of the class. Total nerd, but like he was hilarious.
I know the type.
But he played the video in front of the entire class, and then he pulled up the Huffington Post article, and I was like so embarrassed. My cheeks were bright red, and I was like, shit. I mean, like
That's
it
legendary.
is what it
though.
is. It was kind of dope looking back on it because I'm like, wow, like the whole like. That just started the influx of everything, man. After that, we just stayed consistent, and then linked up with some other like young cats on there, and the whole MagCon shit started.
Oh, yeah.
and that's when everything just started taking off. And then I think the top of the next year, we put out our first song. We never really knew how to make music prior to having like producers locally in the city reach out to us.
Well, bro, it's
We love
crazy.
making like and writing shit and doing parodies and stuff and like whatever like back in the day.
Right.
But like we had never like traditionally recorded ourselves. We had done covers on Vine, but we had never like really recorded ourselves in not even GarageBand. We didn't know how to do it. And so
The difference between your first song and now is just literally, as who Snarky Mark on TikTok would say, astronomical.
asked the volume in this bus. That dude is hilarious.
Oh, he's so funny. But dude, it's so crazy how like just the production and like no, not even the production, the vocal production.
Vocal production is like that's the biggest thing I noticed. Bro.
It's like, but you wouldn't necessarily know it was bad when you put out your first song
Of
back in
course.
2000.
We didn't have any like
13 or
sense of
whatever.
relativity and anything to reference it to, And so the biggest thing for us is like, these local producers reached out. Travis and Turner Eakins, great kids. I just saw the younger brother, Turner. He's going to University of Lincoln now. I just saw him last
Nice.
fall at a football game, and I hadn't seen him in years. But like, we owe those kids a lot, man, because they really like reached out and were like, "Yo, we can help you make music." They were just producing kind of as a hobby while they were doing school. They went to
young
like another
kids,
local
yeah.
high school, yeah. And so we linked up and we ended up putting out Distance. But yeah, bro, the biggest thing I noticed, like when I listen to those songs, I cringe to my core. Not saying they didn't like inspire people, and I'm sure like the fans still sing them at concerts, which I'm forever grateful for, and there's still people like enjoy those songs. But when I look back, it's cool to see the progression, but at the same time, I'm like, man, that kid had no confidence in the booth, bro. Like I
Dude,
just didn't know who I
I
was.
hear you, and it was cool on your tour that you did. You would just do like maybe like a 6-minute compilation of all
Yeah,
these
exactly.
all these like your first songs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
like, here's a little homage. This
An
isn't who we
homage.
are anymore, but like we would know that you want this, so we'll
Exactly.
give it to you. I thought that was really fire.
Appreciate you, man. And we were like, how do we fit all these in? Like at that point, we had such a robust catalog. We were like, how can we fit in some songs that we know fans would be upset if they didn't hear? Like songs that we know like help fans, but like
Yep.
we don't want to perform the whole thing. So yeah, exactly. We're like, okay, let's just do 30 seconds of each one, or like 45 seconds of each one. Make it
Fantastic.
an 8-minute like little thing, and then bam, knock them all out in one little foul swoop. You feel me? Because at the end of the day,
Fantastic.
they're not our favorite songs to perform. Because all our new shit is like,
Well, you
clearly
evolve,
what we like
dude.
more. Yeah, we evolve exactly.
You know what I mean? Like those messages maybe don't speak to you anymore, even.
No.
Well, it's part of who
I mean,
you are,
yeah,
and it's part of your journey, So like you want to
Important.
respect like that part of the ride.
Of
So,
course, man.
yeah.
And it's all like, I think the butterfly effect is very real. Everything happens for a reason. And, every event happens the way it's supposed to happen in order to get you to where you are today. And so, to me, I'm grateful for the whole journey, even though, I listen to some of the songs and I cringe. And some of our buddies will just take the piss out of us and just play the records like at parties in front of a bunch of girls and stuff. Like our old, like shitty records. And I'm like, what are you doing, bro?
I have
Cut
a
that
song
shit off.
called "Bad Influence."
Bad Influence.
I like
And-
that.
Was that one of your younger Spence records?
Oh
It's my first record, and that's the record that like sometimes like someone will be like, one of my friends is like, "Yo, dude, I didn't know like you made music. Like this is so dope," and they'll send it to me. I'm like, "What? Why'd you listen to that one?"
No way. And
It's
but
like-
so to you, does it stand the test of time, or do you like look back and kind of
You
cringe a
know.
little bit too?
It goes really hard at live shows. I still
Yeah.
play it, but it was like, it's got like a horn drop, and it's just very 2015,
I feel
14,
you. I feel you.
and it just is very much in that year.
See, I can't imagine though. Like I can't imagine you ever not having confidence in the booth with the voice you have. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
thanks, man.
I'm sure like the vocals were like still there, right? 100%. Like,
I would just sing like, I would try to sing very very poppy. So I
He was a
I
very
would have
different
this like
person.
you try to force a tone almost instead
Dude,
of just letting your natural tone.
So like
shine?
I've never been a fuckboy, but I thought when I first moved to LA and I was living with the boys in Woodland Hills, I thought that I looked around and I saw like all these certain haircuts, all these clothes,
fuck boys.
everything, right? Real fuckboys.
Yeah.
And I was like, if they're getting social media attention, I need to do what they're doing. So I did like a fade haircut, the same exact stuff everybody was
I
doing.
feel you. I like the swoop you got going now.
Bro, I just let it go
It's
now.
very Leo-esque. You know what I'm saying? Like I can
Yes.
tell you're like
Oh, we
fully
chatted about
trans-
Leo the other day.
Oh yeah,
Shutter
yeah,
Island.
bro. Oh my god, bro, such a hit. Wow.
But yeah, dude, it's I would kind of have this like, I used to want to be like a big R&B artist. That's like what I wanted, and then I started realizing that people. I've talked a lot about this in this podcast, but people don't want a dude trying to be sexy. Like it's just fucking lame.
No, it's a lot of effort too, bro.
Like who's
It's like
who's like the most sought after male artist in the music industry these days? Harry Styles, Maddie from the 1975. They don't give a fuck.
not
They don't
true.
like. They're not like.
They're not trying to be sex symbols, but that's what makes them sex symbols. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
they're themselves so fucking much. that
Shamelessly
they're-
themselves, yeah, bro. And that's the name of the game, you know. And
Yeah.
I think. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong. You had to go through that chapter of you like trying to force this image maybe in order to truly realize
Had
this
to.
is what works.
Had to.
The tell me sweater vibes, like
Bro.
which I still hear like the R&B
Thanks, bro.
influence because you're hitting these crazy runs, soulful
Right,
ass runs.
always a little bit. Yeah, yeah.
It's almost like you have like these like churchy aspect of some of your songs, which is like
Thanks,
makes them
bro.
so glorious and choir-esque, which I love too. But it's dope, bro, because I can tell like this is like the true Spencer that the music we've been getting as of late,
dude.
which is important.
I've been trying to be me. Yeah, it's been fun,
We can all only
This has
try.
been a big blow up. You guys are just being so nice to each other. This is so great.
Dude,
I'm
it's a
just
big
so
gas
happy.
session, you know?
it's just a big gas section.
No, I mean, we talk about that
session.
for a lot too, but just to both your guys' points, like I think people like when people are genuine. Like that's when people start respecting you more as an artist or just as a person in general. Like
course.
if you and that's like when the success starts coming. It's just weird how like the universe lines up that way.
Dude, and people
where
can see
like
through.
Yeah, like, they
you
can just
see through
tell.
a front so easily. They can see through bullshit so easily.
Right.
Jack, especially fucking the fan bases that I would say that gravitate towards our music. The smartest people in the world are like young girls. They're fucking so
The
smart.
tastemakers, dude.
They're the real tastemakers. All these people, at record labels, like these older guys, they don't actually really know what's cool.
They're so out of touch.
They
man.
don't know. They literally like, yeah, this is gonna be cool. They don't fucking know, dude. If you actually want a real answer,
Play for your little cousins, bro. Straight up.
bro. That's it.
Or like even play it for your
That's it.
friends who are like your age. Like to me, it's like if I don't want to play a record for my friends in the car, like if it doesn't match my taste, like of course it's cool to take risks and like step outside of your comfort zone, but like I like those left field records if I think they're different and cool. Like if I have like some sort of apprehension to play a record for my friends and I'm like, then I know that's not like truthfully who I am or like what lane I should be going down, so to speak.
That's cool.
If I'm
Yeah.
like
That's pretty cool.
If I'm excited and I'm like, bro, get in the car right now, like I have to play this record, like that's how I know it's a winner in my mind. And then the energy that I feel like then when I made the record is gonna roll over into like me promoting it and me talking about it in interviews. It's like you can sense the real true connection between you and the record, when
You just said it.
it's something you're actually passionate about.
That's it. That's all it is right there.
It's true.
and that's
bro.
like why shows like The Voice don't work. Like
yeah, like there hasn't been a
they-
star to come from
yeah.
the voice.
and
You can have a great voice, but then it's
Bro,
like,
literally, like,
what do you do with it?
Right.
You know?
I don't
Well,
know if
and
you knew, but I did X Factor
Yeah.
Really?
in the UK.
How was that
And,
experience?
It was fantastic. I talked about this in the last podcast, literally the last episode, but I was, it was like, it's not what it seemed. Simon Cowell literally hit up my manager and said, we would like your American boy to be on the show. So I'm like, fuck yeah.
Fire.
So instant pass. And then we're at the live shows and I'm instantly famous in London. literally instantly famous.
That show's so big over there, isn't it?
And
Voice
then
UK?
when the show goes off the air, like when we're done with the season, no one gives a fuck anymore. That's just how the shows work.
Yeah.
Like literally, I couldn't walk to Starbucks, and the show ended, and I went off the show. Nothing.
That's crazy, bro. People love those temporary like stories of like, you know, what this could be, but then they don't fully invest, you know,
Well, they-
especially when it's a show like that.
They painted me as like I was like, and I didn't actually say any of this, but they painted like I was this poor guy from Ohio.
They
like,
made this
I had never been to
backstory for you?
LA. Yeah, dude.
I'm serious, because I'm always curious about these like contest based shows. Like, are all these backstories real? Do they fabricate stuff? Do
They're
they
just
like
very
exaggerated? And,
exaggerated big time.
That's
Yeah.
literally my point. Like they made up a disingenuous story about you. Like imagine that. Like people didn't grab on because that's not who you are.
It's not who you are. Yeah,
and
exactly.
like
It never would have worked with
and
that
that-
narrative. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
exactly.
That was the precursor to me not being a fuckboy anymore, though, which is great.
Which is, yeah, I mean,
Made
hey,
me not want to have a faux hawk.
it had to happen, bro. The butterfly effect. It happened for a reason. I'm telling you.
Butterfly effect.
Which is a great movie, by the way. Wow.
Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton killed that, bro. It's like people do not give that dude
Ashton
enough.
Kutcher.
You know
do
what that's
not give
from?
that dude enough respect.
No, what's that from?
That's Kevin from The Office. I look like
Oh,
Ashton
yeah.
Kutcher.
Oh my gosh, bro! I just started the Office from the top.
For the first time?
Well, I've seen like a bunch of episodes out of context throughout
Yeah.
my entire life,
Isn't it fantastic?
bro. Once you actually like really start learning the characters, you see like you have to watch it in sequential order.
Where are you at?
Season 4 just starting, maybe like season 4, episode 3.
You're about to be in your feels, dude.
It's my favorite
No,
show
I know
of
Jim
all
and
time.
Pam are starting to get
Jim and
flirty.
Pam are,
They're starting to
you
break
know-
off their relationships with Roy and who's the
Karen.
chick that Karen.
Oh, dude,
exactly.
you're
yeah,
gonna be really in your feels.
I'm excited.
It's like
bro.
so heartwarming and beautiful and
I
hilarious.
just don't want it to end. I want to take it slow. Like I've taken like a week off since I watched the last episode because I just want to like let it marinate. I don't want it to be over.
Don't worry,
you know?
dude. You're gonna end it, then you're just gonna start over.
No,
That's what
exactly.
every
It's like
person
Entourage.
does.
Bro. Like, I've
Yeah.
done that with Entourage like 4 times.
It's
at
like
least,
the
bro.
journey begins again.
Yeah.
When you start it over, because I'm on
It's
my fourth
fun.
time.
Yeah, and you forget all these like great one-liners and oh my god,
Amazing.
That show is
Yeah.
genius. There's so many little things that you don't notice the first time or the second time you
Have
watch it.
Have you
and-
seen the auditions? 100%. Like you
Yeah,
pick up on
like
things.
fucking-
But have you seen the auditions of the other people
Yeah,
who are
yeah, yeah.
potentially going to be cast as those
It's
roles?
a lot of famous people.
Seth
Super
Rogen?
interesting.
Seth
yeah.
Rogen, yeah. I was
Would
gonna say
not have
that.
been a good Dwight though. I don't think.
No, hell no.
You can't.
Dude, nobody
That's
could
because
do
we know
Dwight.
Dwight. Yeah, nobody can be Dwight outside of like Dwight. What's the dude's name? Who's
Rainn.
Dwight?
Rainn
Yeah,
Wilson.
Rainn
yeah.
Wilson.
He's fire, bro.
Yeah, he actually has a really good podcast.
Really?
Called Soul Pancake.
Really,
Yeah, it's good. He's so funny.
He's
dude,
hilarious.
such a hilarious.
There's
dude.
actually there's like a couple podcasts which is really interesting dedicated to The Office that talk about like
Bro.
the
Theories.
psychology and
Yeah.
theories and like
Kevin
all this
has
kind
one.
of stuff.
Pam
well, no, I'm
has
talking
one.
about like just fans that like literally like psychologists, like actual doctors.
no way.
Are making podcasts
Hilarious.
like dedicated to The Office
That's
because
crazy. Breaking down their psyches and stuff.
well because like I mean it's still like in 2019 it was the most streamed Netflix show by like a crazy
Mm-hmm.
amount. And I mean there's whatever Stranger Things and like all these
doesn't
huge
even matter.
shows.
These new shows can come
yeah,
out and
and
not be in the office. bro.
it's like beating it by like tens of
Well, it's crazy
millions.
too
Yeah,
because
yeah, yeah.
all those people.
so dope.
I mean, I probably see Oscar maybe once a month because I think he lives right near us.
Oh,
no
really?
way.
But I was listening to a podcast that Pam has called The Office Ladies,
Oh yeah.
and she was literally like, "We are more famous than we have ever been. Like right now, they
Right.
are more famous than when the show was in the air
Yeah, bro. That's
15
actually a good
years
point.
I
ago."
believe that.
It's
for
crazy.
sure. They've got to be, bro, because it has such like residual like viewing ability. It's like,
Mhm.
bro, you can, like every year that's probably gonna until the end of time gonna be the top rated show on Netflix. I heard they
Kevin's
might take it
making
off.
bank.
Weren't they
Well,
saying that?
they were gonna get rid of The Office and Friends, and then enough people got mad.
Like, there's, like, a
About
petition
The
going
Office.
on.
like, yeah, well, like I think like stockholders and stuff like got really pissed, and they were like,
We're gonna
"Why
lose
would you
all
ever
of
do
our
this? Like, you're
viewers."
gonna lose so much money." And then they're like, "You're right."
Yeah,
We're
what would
not
be the
doing
point
it.
of that? Honestly, it would make no sense.
I know.
For The Office people to get a bigger deal on HBO and
Just
then-
like shopping around somewhere else.
yeah, but Netflix is the home for it.
It's true, and I mean
where
that's
it
got to be the
belongs.
biggest platform too at the moment. I feel
It
like
definitely is.
definitely is without a doubt. Why would
Yeah.
you want it on one like a competitor, a lesser competitor?
Well, Friends literally went to HBO and lost a lot of viewers.
Dude, is it fucked up? I've never seen an episode of Friends in my life.
It's
Me
actually
either.
it's one of my top 5 favorite shows of all time. But you're not the first person to say that. A
Really?
lot of people haven't seen it.
Is that like a cardinal sin? I feel like just never seeing Friends
Yeah.
because people will like actually lose their shit when I
Don't
tell
tell
them that.
Madison; it's her favorite show.
Really, that is it.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't want to push anyone's buttons, but nah, it's like I didn't see Titanic until like 6 months ago, and like people would freak
Hey,
out.
dude.
They would freak out on me.
How dare you? How fucking dare you?
But I came around.
Disrespect Leo.
I came around. You know.
Okay, good.
And wow, what a movie! But nah, dude, where did we segue from?
I don't remember, but me and Jack were just. You know how you fucking like have people's number like. for instance, like if I want to get a hold of you, I'll text you. But like you see something on an Instagram story and then a fucking giant DM conversation starts.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't even have the number. It's
yeah,
weird.
yeah, totally. You'll just start going back and forth.
So we
in
got
the
into
DMs.
that about our Shutter Island theories.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was dope.
Well, let me hear like some of the top
Well,
ones.
You had a pretty interesting
Well,
one.
mine is so I think that like it's painting a picture that he's crazy, right?
Right.
I don't think he's crazy.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't think he's crazy. I think literally like he accepted it so he wouldn't get killed in the moment, and then when he's sitting on the stairs at the end,
Yeah.
and he said it's better to die as a good man than live as a monster.
Yeah.
And then he gives him a look. It's like, I fucking know what you did. I'd rather die though, because this is not existence.
Interesting.
Dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I think he was a perfectly normal man that got
100%.
this story planted in his head, and they made him believe.
Yeah.
They fully made him believe it. And
Because if you're getting told by Ben Kingsley, you're gonna fucking believe it.
Yeah.
It's Ben Kingsley.
yeah, bro. And how does he come to this island with this dude, and like he has his whole he remembers his whole life, and like he's really there on a professional work order. It's like, to me, it's like no. There's no way that whole thing was
They're all
stemming from
turning.
him being like a murderer, and like why would he even be free on the boat on the way over there and not in cuffs? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like to me, it's just, bro. It's like it could go so many different ways. It's like,
We were talking about on Huey Mack's episode. We were talking about Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. And all the classics.
Yeah.
And Tarantino stuff. Do you have an opinion? Would you rather Scorsese or Tarantino?
would I rather have them direct a film I'm in, or watch
No, if you only
Pick one
watch Tarantino films or Scorsese films, which one should you
It's
pick?
super tough because I love Tarantino so much. I mean, I love them both, obviously, but
Scorsese's is so much more diverse.
yeah, sometimes Tarantino,
It's just a larger
it kind of seems
category.
like it's very similar editing style, very
beautiful.
similar thematics throughout, and sometimes not all of Tarantino's have been a hit to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Which is
Probably
crazy.
half.
Like I wasn't a massive Kill Bill fan, and people sometimes get offended
Me
when I
either.
say that, but I just it didn't quite do it for me, and I know it's one of his biggest claim to fame, really kind of helped solidify him, but but then he's something like Django, I'm like, holy
Oh
shit,
my
bro.
God.
Django and Glorious Bastards are
Hateful
too
Eight,
great.
dude.
I need to watch Inglourious
Hateful Eight was-
Bastards.
Oh, it's so
I can't
good.
believe I haven't. And
It's on Netflix.
It's because every time I'm picking a movie to watch with my homies, they've all seen it, and it's I don't
Right.
want to make them rewatch it.
Right.
So I got to watch it on my own time because everybody's already seen it.
I base a lot of music videos off of Tarantino.
Really,
Yeah.
I like that.
The aesthetic.
Yeah.
That and Wes Anderson combined.
Wes Anderson, I love, bro. Grand Budapest.
You could literally one of my top 10 favorite movies.
Bro, the way it's edited, the parallel, the symmetry and shit, and
It's beautiful.
it's really glorious.
If you put a Wes Anderson movie on TV and muted it, I could still watch the entire thing.
just
just
with,
purely
some-
because of visuals.
Like violin playing in the background, I'll be like, this is fucking perfect. I love this.
That's so true though, bro. His just the way he frames stuff is so beautiful, and
Yeah.
I mean, but to me, I don't know. I'm trying to think of my favorite director of all time.
What's your favorite movie? Do you have one?
Favorite movie of all time. I mean, it sounds kind of cliche but Interstellar is definitely up there. Just the way it made me
Interstellar's great.
feel. It's I haven't seen a movie that made me feel like that in so long. Braveheart's definitely up there. With Mel Gibson. I mean that William Wallace. When people ask me my biggest inspiration, William Wallace is up there as one of my biggest inspirations. Even though
I like
he's
it.
a Scottish Jew from the 1400s, but that story
great.
is just
It's even better.
phenomenal, bro. Yeah, it's dope. It's
It is a
they
good
expect a
story.
musician, but I'm like, nah. William Wallace literally took out an entire army with just a few Scottish people, and and that was a real story too.
Yeah.
So, but
Interstellar is a heavy mind fuck. It really makes you think.
Dallas Buyers Club,
Scary.
McConaughey to me is so next level, especially now in this era of his life. He doesn't miss. He had that kind of fickle era where he was doing chick flicks Fool's Gold, and
Failure
stuff.
to Launch,
and
which was fire as
and they're all
fuck.
dope. They were all great. People gave him a bad
Yeah.
rep as being this cheesy rom-com actor for a while, and I think
He's a
that's
good-looking dude.
I think that's why he was bro, fuck this. I gotta really show people what I can do. Once Interstellar came out, Dallas Buyers Club, it's bro, you cannot not put this dude. In
He
the
won.
top
He won the
tier.
award for Dallas Buyers Club, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
What did
Yeah.
he just do? He just did a really
The
big
Gentleman.
Did you see the Beach Bum? Did you guys see that one?
No.
Check it out. It's
no,
hilarious.
but I saw I saw a scene from it, and he was doing these he was saying this line. He was doing this weird shit with his hands.
Oh yeah, he was a tweak in that movie. He was literally a druggy,
Bro,
beach bum, super famous author that had a ton of
He
money.
nailed it.
Bro, it was such a good role. And yeah. And Efron was in that, which I think Efron's kind of having a similar transition right now
I am
of being the teeny bopper, now not
Yeah.
taken as seriously High School Musical days to you know, doing
I'm
a
a
lot of
huge fan.
rom-coms. And what was he in with Seth Rogen? The one where they're living next door.
Neighbors.
Dude, Neighbors
yeah.
1 and 2.
And even that, like, still comedy stuff. But then he just did the Bundy shit. I know he's doing a new
Bundy
role.
shit was
I
fantastic.
see him viral all over Twitter for having this like crazy beard now. He's clearly doing some crazy role.
Let me
There's
just
that
tell
Netflix
you,
show, that new Netflix show.
probably, I'm a huge Zac Efron fan. Probably the most handsome dude I've ever seen in my life. And now he looks even great. Like,
Now
even
he's,
better
like-
with a beard.
Yeah,
I'm
he's like aging with like his female fans. I swear. Now they're all like
Dude.
in their mid-20s and they want like a
it's not fair.
they want like a big grizzly bear guy now,
Yeah.
and like he just pulls it off. I saw a tweet that was like Efron has literally killed every single phase of his life in terms of how he looks.
He
The teeny
has.
bopper with the swoop, and then he was like, you know, the young pretty boy with the abs.
Yep.
And then, you know, he started like growing up and like, you know, having a little scruff, and then bam, now he's got the full beard. It's like he's just aging gracefully.
Big
Yeah,
Efron
for people.
did fucking all the steroids for Baywatch
Oh my
when he was
God.
just jacked out of his mind.
Oh my god!
Remember those
bro.
pictures came out?
So swole.
Yeah, it's
I threw up one of those on my. I was trying to like really lean out before our tour. Actually,
Inspo shit.
threw it up in my refrigerator. Zac
Fire,
Efron
bro.
doing pull-ups from
pull-ups.
Baywatch.
Yeah.
It was
Bro,
great.
yeah, no, it's like, you know, a good inspiration to have. That dude has washboards, no matter how you look at it. But dude, I will
It's
say,
unfortunate. It's like G's abs. I'm like, screw
Yeah, bro.
you, bro.
I'm trying to catch him right now. We've been working out hard, and that dude just like has always just been genetically just
That's what it is.
ripped.
If
It's
you
so
have
weird.
like, if you have those kind of abs and like just you're just shredded in general. When you do lift, it's like
then you really
you
like are just next
really-
level.
yeah.
Hey, bro, you should see G's dad. He's like a CrossFit beast, like still,
Yeah,
still.
oh, yeah.
You met him, yeah.
yeah, he's shredded. He's
in such good shape, dude.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I
wow,
rem-
like
I-
genetics are a big part of that, you know.
Yeah, I remember like first few shows of the tour we did together, and
when the shirts come off.
shirts come off, and I was like, "Great,
Fuck
he's
you,
like, he
dude.
like looks awesome." And like
Fuck you, G.
the first night you invited us on the bus, we like went and hung out, and he was mowing
Hanging out.
down pizza,
Hanging out,
and I
shirt
was
off,
just
mowing
like,
down pizza.
Yeah, and I was like, "What is happening?
How do you do it?
Yeah, like,
Oh,
you
it's
just-
crazy, bro. Tours like when we really cheat. I feel like, you know, because it's like it's so hard to have a balanced, you know,
yeah.
meal routine on tour. It's like, you know, you might just have like you have to take what you can get. Sometimes.
Try being in a fucking Sprinter, not sleeping.
Dude, sprinter life. Yeah, no, I'm sure. Like you were probably like,
We would
How-
just shower at LA Fitnesses.
would you lay out like in a row, like or like how would you sleep on the sprinter?
Oh, we always got hotels.
Okay, but gotcha.
Big Red Roof Inn, shout out sponsor.
Shout out
Red
Red
Roof
Roof
Inn.
Inn,
Huge
dude.
sponsor.
that was a big go-to.
Bro, it's been our sponsor for the last every tour. Literally. It's been a lifesaver.
That's so fire.
They've saved you literally in the tens of thousands of dollars.
And wait, Red Roof Inn, is that like an actual? I've never seen like it's not an establishment, or is it like a?
It is.
It is okay. I didn't know if it was like a place that gets you like discounted rates on like hotels or something like a what would you call it? Not like a Travelocity, but like one of those hotel. Oh my god.
That's the joys you get right there
Yeah.
with being a balcony podcast. Once in a while, you get a dog squeal, you get a plane.
Just some dog beef going on out there.
yeah, just some dog beef.
No, Red Roof Inn, no disrespect, it's just a low end motel.
Watch
essentially.
it. It's not low end. It's
is.
middle to low end.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen one. Wow, that's amazing.
It's fine.
No, I
like
mean-
it's
but
like
that's fire.
it's free, so
We're not
it's
like
great.
hanging out
No,
there.
exactly. If they're sponsoring
Yeah.
hooking it up, it's like hell yeah, bro. You
Yeah,
kidding
and
me?
we all get like our own beds and rooms because it's like, so it's fantastic. But sometimes we're only sleeping in there for like 5 hours because you're the Jack and Jack tour we were on was routed for a tour bus, and we're in a Sprinter because you guys drive overnight.
Mm-hmm.
So we get in at 2 a.m., sleep for 4 hours, and gotta leave by 7. I remember I
bro.
get to some of the shows, I just be like, "What, bro?
Would you
How
have like any?
feeling today?"
Would you have any like nap like period during the day?
When I get to a venue, I can't sleep.
Yeah, you don't nap.
No, I feel you. I can't nap during
I'm
the
like
day. usually.
fucking like, are we going on? Madison's like, dude, 6 hours. We will. I'm like, oh, I'm fucking ready now.
And it's crazy because I also notice I can't ever like eat a big meal before a show.
Never.
Ever.
I eat like a fifth of the meal, and then after the show, I'm just fucking in.
Yeah, after the show, I'll just go crazy.
But
bro.
I can't eat before. On our tour, I was in Toronto, and I had
Oh yeah.
the biggest omelet I've ever had in my life,
for real.
and a fuck ton of potatoes and poutine, and like I was just doing it.
Poutine.
And I
that's
went on
right.
stage, dude, and I would sing a couple notes, like burp to the side. And I had like a wife beater on. I was like, I look so.
You were
fat,
just packed
bro.
up. You had a food baby going on.
Yeah, dude.
No, yeah, bro. I kind of replaced like eating before shows with a tequila shot or two. Loosen you up. But
We
I
still
also
do that too.
Yeah,
still
no,
do that too.
I like doing it, but like part of me on the next round me and G go on, it's like I want I want to do a whole tour just like completely no alcohol beforehand, because like
That'd be rad.
I don't think we use it as a crutch at all. I think it just kind of like gets you a little loose. It's like we've done plenty of shows sober, so like I know we don't use it as a crutch, but like
I think it helps.
I don't want to. Yeah, I think like it really helps you bring the energy. But I'm like, damn, if I can channel and find that energy just like completely sober, like that's my ideal thing. Because then if I am a little tipsy, then it's just like that's like
It's gonna be doubly
more, it's
as-
double
right,
the energy.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, you just
So-
want to know that you can do it.
exactly.
Yeah, that you have that tiger inside of you.
Yeah, right. And like we had our buddy Big Mike working security for us.
Oh,
you
dude,
know,
he's a
and
good dude.
Great dude. And we had Ryland on the lights, and our boy
Man.
Josh was doing merch. So we had like a bunch of our hometown buddies, and like we're like, bro, of course, let's
It's a
get
party
let's
on
get
the
a little
road.
let's get a little drunk before the show. Get a little tipsy, and I think it might have been one of the New York shows. We were like, I was actually like, I didn't like remember a ton of it. We definitely killed it, but like, it was like the most like
I know what you mean.
inebriated I was out of any show, and it was like I remember like great like good flashes, and I definitely like was in my bag. I don't think anyone in the crowd noticed, but yeah, there's definitely a fine line to walk when you have like someone like Big Mike taking shots, and he can drink a whole Don Julio bottle and not be phased.
Yeah, because he's
and then
6'9" and 400 pounds.
exactly, and then I sip, like I take like 3-4 shots, and I'm already like buzzing pretty hard, and so it's definitely like
Yeah, 3-4 is
3-4 is
Is
3-4
good.
is a little
Especially if you do it
much.
quick.
Even
I think like
Yeah.
3 is like to me like 2-3 is a perfect pre-stage, like
Perfect.
And me and
Maybe
G,
one on
me and G
stage.
would bring a little mixy on stage, like I would have it by my keyboard, take
Come
a
on,
sip
dude.
in between songs, and it's
on.
good. Everyone in the crowd is like partying too. They're all older, like all our fans that were really young, like they're all older now. Let's be honest, even some of the underage ones, they're probably getting drunk before the shows. We were all in high school. Like
we don't condone it,
shit.
but we're
We
not
don't
stupid.
condone it, but we're not stupid. All right, we're not naive. But yeah, bro, that tour was so much fucking fun, man.
Bro.
And who would have thought we just can't tour now?
Well, this is I know, right? This is the craziest thing about that tour is, I want to be honest, I don't know if you know this, but I texted him and I said, "Hey, what's the chance I can tour with you? What's the chance
Wow.
you take me on the road?"
Yeah.
And I said this in my interview with Zach Sang, actually, and he said, "Dude, I mean, we really fuck with your music, so let me talk to like my people and
Yeah, bro.
we'll hit you back." And I've gotten that probably 10 times before, so I was like, okay.
You
Yeah.
didn't have high hopes.
Oh, I was like, all right, talk to his people. Sounds good. Maybe, who knows? Fucking the next day, my manager gets a call from his manager.
I actually didn't
And
know
my
this. This is
dude
cool.
fucking came through.
Yeah, bro. We literally put the word in Adam because we were like, "Yo, who are we gonna bring on tour?" And then, like,
Bro, it was-
literally as we were discussing it,
With
you hit me
Alec
up
Bailey too, like
with Alec.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
my
Alec was
god,
awesome.
bro! Such a
we
great,
had a
such a great crew. Bro.
you know, he was in our van and in our hotels and stuff because we just like collabed and
Bailey's the man, bro.
He's
I
the
know
best.
he's killing it down in Nashville right now,
He's
just
the
like
best.
just writing for people, getting his own personal project together, and that dude's such a good kid, man. That
He's
was
the
like
best.
that was a great like I think 3-peat like lineup or like 3-piece lineup.
I was so sad when it ended, but I went on my own headline tour, and that was a huge thanks because of that tour. I was able to draw, half the tour was sold out because you guys let me
that's the thing,
jump
bro.
on that tour.
Like people who may not have known about you, like anytime somebody sees you on stage, like they walk away in awe. Like truthfully, bro, you
Thanks,
have one of the
man.
craziest voices like I've heard literally my entire life. Like I put like Stenage,
Bro.
that dude.
Yeah,
I put like
crazy.
you and Stenage, and like
Stenage
I can't
is
really,
wild.
I can't really think of anybody else with like the range that you guys.
I
have.
appreciate that, man. Thanks.
But no, straight up, bro. Like you and like, bro. To me, it was like, yo, if we can help give you exposure and like, these are most of our fans are like young impressionable people, and like if they see something that blows their mind, like they'll be a fan for life.
They
and,
all came to the show. They're all still with me today. They.
and it's awesome.
It
Bro.
was my first. That was my first real tour. I went on a tour that was a lot smaller before that. With the in real life that boy
Yeah.
band. They're not a boy band anymore, but
They're not together anymore.
No, they're not.
Really?
I opened for them, and it was very much like 100-person shows. Still very fucking excited to be
Of
on the road.
course.
But that was my first real tour, and I just remember being like, "As my fucking path for the rest of the year was carved by that." And I still have this. A good friend is nice tour ring that
Oh
a
my
fan
god,
made me.
bro. Yeah, someone.
I wear it
bro,
every day.
I had one too, but it was too big for me, so I gave it to Big Mike.
Great.
Was it like in the meet? Was it in like a? Wait, did you do meet and greets on the tour? I don't.
I did no. So
You and Bailey did the post show. Like
we just did
merch.
it to like we're just trying to meet as
Sling
many
merch
people
and
as
shit, right?
possible.
Yeah, and-
Sling
yeah.
a little bit of merch, yeah.
Yeah.
But also like just for the pure like fan love, like really connecting with people.
It's like the best way from that experience. And some nights, man, we were so sick and tired, but we still did it every night.
100%, man.
It was fun, and we fucking appreciated it.
Yeah, I would always try to get G too, and like G like the last like year and a half, 2 years, he's been so much more introverted. Like just like a lot of like wildfires on social media and like
I know. Is that why he doesn't tweet? Right?
Yeah, he just like
He's infamous for not tweeting.
he got very like in his head about like
I know.
the world looking at him under a spotlight because of like things that happened in the past, and And so like he would be like scared to go out and like meet fans because like, you know, he would kind of just be like, I don't know if they're gonna film me or like try to ask me questions about like some like drama shit and I totally understand it. And like I would try to get him to come out with me a lot of times, and I'm like, bro, these are your fans, you gotta come meet them. But like, bro, like he like definitely was anxious a lot, you know. And on stage, obviously that barrier breaks down once you're in that element. But
Dude, I get it, man.
anxiety is real, man, and I totally understand where he was coming from a lot of the times.
I get you're a very, very good friend.
Appreciate
I
you.
just remember like, you know, even well for me for sure, but I remember when a lot of that drama stuff was going on, and you were just very real and unapologetic, and that was really dope.
Yeah, bro. I mean,
Yeah, you were very cool about like I remember you put a video out.
There's
and-
two sides to every story, and I just
Right.
I couldn't let like just my best friend's like whole life just get crushed like that. You know what I'm saying? And
Totally.
on top of that, like, you know, we're literally like attached at the hip, like in terms of this music shit. At least, especially during that point. And I'm like, dude, like you're messing with our like deals, our money, our bag, like pretty much our reputation, and like you know that's not who this kid is, and whatever, you know, that's a conversation for a different day. But yeah, I'm just
It's also just a different year, baby. We're
it's a
moved
different
on.
year.
It's the
Yeah,
future.
we live and let live. We let go. And
we have
we're on to the next, you know.
Jack J solo stuff coming, I hear.
Yeah, man.
That's
Is
exciting.
that real? You think so? What do you
real.
think?
I'm gonna agree with him. and say that it's real.
I'm literally saying it's real.
I'm gonna say yeah.
But yeah, dude, I'm really excited. I wanna send you some stuff. I'll send you some stuff after
Is
after
there
I
are
leave
there
here.
some dates or is there a timeline?
Yeah, so first single is definitely coming out next month. We want to submit like a month in advance. Me and the distributor I'm working with, and
Give them 4 weeks to work on
yeah,
some
4
playlists
weeks to
and-
like, you know, really like, you know, send it to the Spotify people, make sure like
Oh,
we
yeah.
playlist it properly and whatnot, get it to all the DSPs, you know, deliver the artwork, and let them live with it a little bit and like figure out what like Spotify and Apple Music's best strategy for playlisting a song like this would be. But the first record's big. I got a girl on there who she's not actually featured. She's like a dope songwriter friend of mine.
Beyonce?
I wish. Bro.
You can't say it on here, right?
It's actually Solange. Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't want to like say
Okay, yeah.
anything yet.
Tell me after.
But yeah, I'll definitely tell you after.
Show me.
And she just like absolutely kills this hook, and it's very emotional. It's you'll hear it, and
what?
you'll be like, bro, this is like a real storytelling. Like to me, it kind of reminds me of like a Stan by like Eminem, like where it's like the verses kind of tell a progressive story, and like the first verse is kind of more like, you know, reflective. The second verse is a little more aggressive, and like, but it tells a story about, you know, like losing somebody and not really having a chance for closure, and like, you know, just all the ins and outs of everything that went with it, and why it's like a true storytelling record. And I think so many people will be able to resonate with it, especially the hook, because it's like you got this beautiful female vocals going just crazy on the hook, and like, yeah, I want to say the name so bad right now. I've almost said it like twice, but yeah, that's definitely coming probably at the end of August. And I'm figuring out, you know, Andre, who was on the road with us, our
Oh, he's
videographer.
awesome.
I want to do the video with him, so we're kind of conceptualizing video ideas to shoot in August, like while it's delivered, and you know,
He's such a awesome dude.
such a great dude. You know, he just had a kid, just had a baby,
Oh,
What?
congrats to him.
little baby Air. Yeah, he's like 4 months now. Yeah.
Is
Beautiful
Andre
baby
based
boy.
in LA?
Yeah.
Cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, Andre's an amazing guy. I really bonded with him on the tour. We'd throw football. all the
He's had a
time.
good crew. I mean,
He's had a great crew.
I've like become pretty good friends with Roberto.
Oh, Robbie's the man,
Robbie,
bro.
yeah.
I was
and,
I wasn't on a hike with him, but Jonathan, our tour manager before that tour, we had a different one on that tour, but he just went on a walk today with Robbie, and he's like, Robbie has been quarantining harder than anybody, which like you guys can totally see, right?
Oh
that
my
dude is so like such
You're
a perfectionist.
fucking-
And
oh yeah,
The
he's-
tour manager before Roberto took over.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Oh my god.
Oh my
I
god!
will
Don't
out the
say
fu-
his name.
I'll out the fuck out of that dude, bro. Oh
I mean,
my
it's all
god.
on you.
No, I really don't give a shit. That his name is Jonathan, whatever. But like, bro, this dude
I actually don't think that was his name.
was it not?
No, I think it was Justin.
Justin, it was. I don't even know his name. Why? Because I don't like the dude, bro. If
Bro,
you see
I've
this
never seen a
Justin-
more negative person in my
Negative,
life,
bro. And it was
Yeah.
such. It's like, bro, everyone else on the tour outside of him just had such a great energy, and we were all just trying to make shit like happen and just like make it the best show possible. And he would like tell us we couldn't do things like on stage or like use cryo, and like he wouldn't even ask for it. He would just be like, no. And I'm
'Cause
like,
he
bro,
didn't wanna
can you just
clean it
ask?
up.
Yeah, he didn't want to clean it up. He's like, oh, it'll be too much. And I'm like, bro, you're being very selfish right now. Like with
We're
the way
literally
he moved.
paying you to be here.
We're literally paying you to be here. And then Robbie caught wind that, you know, he was just like, the way he would like address girls in meet and greets was very aggressive. Didn't have any patience with them. It's like, bro, they're paying $100 some to like come be with us, at least give him like a little sense of time. Don't rush him like crazy. It's like
Right.
me and G are down to extend the meet and greet like another 30 minutes if we can give everybody a little bit more time. You know what I'm saying? And he was always in such a rush. He's like, gotta go to Loden, which I get, but like he would like take it out on the girls in the meet and greet as opposed to like fucking
Right.
speeding up the people taking the photos and stuff. He would like yell at the girls, and I'm like, bro, do not speak to our fucking fans like that. First off, second off, I mean, there was like, you know, supposedly he was like hitting up some like fans at shows. and, like,
No. That always
I don't know.
fucking happens.
I don't know.
We
Could
had
be
somebody
rumors.
like that too. Why is that? Why are people so creepy, bro?
Don't be a
Some
creep and
creeps,
just, like-
dude.
It's not hard.
And bro, thank God for Robbie though. He really was our saving
He's just
grace.
the nicest dude.
He is
And-
a god.
He's a juggler, bro. He really like juggled all those balls on tour. Like,
Joke with my ball.
yeah.
Well, it was
And-
like
Sorry.
the
It was
atmosphere was noticeably different. Like that first show that he took over, and
Yeah,
you guys
right.
got the new sound guy
It was
and
what, like the
stuff.
final maybe like week
like-
of tour.
Yeah, I
maybe?
think like the last like 6 or
Four
7
shows.
shows.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, man, it was just like such a better energy, and like Robbie could have done it the entire time realistically, and gotten Justin's pay, which I'm sure he would have done, because like that dude's so on his shit. Like he is a workhorse. He can like really handle his
Yeah, he's
stuff. Doesn't really.
crazy.
He's never smoked weed in his life. Like, not saying people who smoke weed like can't do shit. If you're a functioning stoner, good for you.
You heard
but
it. Jack said, "If you smoke weed, you're a
You smoke weed,
loser."
you're going nowhere in life. And, like that.
As he lights up.
That must mean I'm going nowhere. But yeah, either way, Robbie just really took over and killed it. And yeah, I mean, big props to that dude for just, you know, being such a great fill-in
Yeah.
for somebody who was just a negative energy.
He's been a
you know?
great friend to me, and because I've only been here like a year and a half and stuff, and he's been hooking me up with people and just
Hey, man, the
just like
nicest
a
dude.
really really nice like
It's really cool to
genuine-
have
Never
someone like
wants
that,
anything in
yeah.
return, man. Never,
Never.
ever wants anything in return.
Mm-mm.
You know, he's just like the humblest dude and like the best, like literally like one of the best drummers I've ever seen, for sure.
I
He's
just ran
probably
into
so
him.
sad because he goes to that spot Republic of Pie up North
Right,
Hollywood
right.
like
It's
every
closed-
day.
it's closed down.
It's like he's probably so sad right
I actually
now.
ran into him right before quarantine happened.
really?
He was over here at Blue Bottle Coffee, and he was with somebody that works with Adam, your
Manager.
manager. Yeah.
Really?
Um,
Jonathan, probably. Glasses?
yep, that was him.
Okay, that's who was with him yesterday. Yeah, on the walk.
Yeah, dude, he was so nice.
John was the man, dude. And he was our tour manager pre that European and US run.
Gotcha.
Um, But then, we were going to Europe, and we're like, okay, it's more cost effective to use a European tour manager. And he was trying to transition more into the traditional management space, like kind of be underneath Adam and you know.
Gotcha.
And
Artists,
so now,
yeah.
like me and Jonathan work so close hand in hand. You know, like Adam's like still my manager, but like Jonathan, like is like we kind of have a more cohesive music taste. He's a big hip hop head like me, and so like you know he's kind of the guy who I'll talk to on a day-to-day basis.
It's so good to have that. I have an A&R guy that I talk to every single day,
Really, that's awesome.
and I probably talk to my manager every 3 days, something
Yeah.
like that, and then my head of label guy maybe every month.
Gotcha. Yeah,
But
yeah.
we don't need to talk every
But that's
day.
a healthy, yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need to have it, you know, a daily conversation.
That's cool to have a person like that.
No, totally. And so
Still.
Jonathan's like, you know, that dude's my ride or die, and like, you know, he's just so motivated. And like, it seems like you know, mine and G's solo shit like are really like his passion projects right now, and like, I can't wait till like you know I can like start like you know really like paying him and shit, like actually releasing music, and I'm
Right.
so excited that I'm finally like you know a month and some change out.
Oh no, I was going to tell you that G's solo song was really cool.
My love, yeah, dude, super sick.
Very dope. You're gonna have a solo song. What is the next Jack and Jack stuff gonna be, and when is it gonna be?
So
You might not even know.
yeah, the thing. Okay, so we're all moving in together, which I'm sure like you know a lot of fans would be like hyped to hear. Me, G, Sammy, Sammy's older brother Benny, and then our boy Christian, who's also from Omaha.
The new
5
party
Omaha
house?
cats. Yeah, the new hype house, dude.
Let's go. The new hype house.
But we do want to like really start. We're all from Omaha, and we want to like you know start branding. Like you know, we all came up together from Omaha. You know, Skate, our boy Skate. You know, he's
I
on,
love Skate.
He's on Taylor Gang now. Like you know, killing shit in the rap game. You know, like underneath Wiz, and so it's like, bro, we all have like such a dope story to tell. You know, being from Omaha and like having had the success we've had out here and done the things we've done. And so once we all move in together, we really like the next thing you'll probably see from like Jack and Jack will be more like content based stuff than music, because we want to like make sure we put out our first projects while we're doing the solo wave, but we are working on music. We want to put out like an Omaha collective tape with like Skate, our boy Skis, Sammy, me, G, you know, some more hometown kids, and like we really want to like put on for the city and really brand the whole Omaha aspect of us.
People are
And
gonna
so,
be excited to hear that.
yeah, man. And so once we move into this house, we're gonna buy a camera and we're gonna start like you know filming week in the life videos, you know, workout routines, whatever it may be, because Benny's gonna be training us, you know,
Gonna
like
be
progress
vloggers,
reports.
dude.
Yeah, damn near. I mean, because I love
go.
video editing and I love you know filming and video editing. It's like a huge passion of mine, and I've always like edited our content in the past, and so we're all like, man, let's get back to our roots and just like, start putting out content, whether it be
Fantastic.
musical or just giving people insight into our lives, whether it be Q&A shit, whether it be us commenting on like, podcast shit, or like, we might start a little podcast room in the crib type shit.
You should.
And so
Yeah, absolutely.
it's so fun, dude. Even just being here, this is the first like podcast I've been on, and
Bro, it's the funnest thing in the world just to talk and
You just chat.
you just fucking chat
Yeah,
with your
bro.
friends. Like I've had all my friends on and like, yo, do you want to come do the podcast? In other words, do you want to just come hang out and
hang out,
fucking
have a
catch
great
up?
conversation. Yeah, bro.
yeah.
It's amazing. And so the next thing you'll probably be seeing from G and I is going to be, probably more content based stuff. But just know, like, we are working on a lot of music. And yeah, it's funny. We actually made a song. We were in Arizona for the 4th of July.
I saw that.
You see
Yeah,
that story, bro?
It looked fun.
We downloaded this like
Oh, the
country,
country song, yeah.
We downloaded this country YouTube beat. We brought our studio set up, and we wrote this song in like an hour and a half. We were all like day drinking and stuff, playing like beer die, and then we go inside and we're like, let's make a
Fucking
country
up the
song
window.
right now, bro. And G like has the craziest country tone, and obviously that's nothing we would put out. Like realistically, it would probably be like a demo that maybe we would pitch to someone, but. It's great because
That's
like
it.
we hadn't been in the studio in a minute outside of like just working in. I guess that was still working in like a bedroom, which is like where we
Right.
work at our apartment building right now. But mine and G's creative energy like right now is at an all-time high, and I feel like people are kind of nervous that like, oh, are they
great.
ever gonna put out shit together again? And it's like, absolutely, it's like,
You heard it.
yeah,
You
Jack
said
and
absolutely.
Jack and Jack's just the umbrella. It's like we want to make sure we're individuals at the same time, though. Within that umbrella, we got to have our own personal brands. We got to be individuals. We can't, be
Beautiful.
attached at the hip and everything. There's things I'm interested in
Right.
that he might not be, and I might be doing business ventures in that respect, and he might be doing business ventures in this respect.
Right.
He could
It
literally
doesn't all have to be
say,
Jack and Jack, though.
right. And he could literally come to you and be like, yo, dude, I hate podcasts. You're going to be like, all right, cool. Well, I'm going to be in another room doing a podcast.
Yeah, straight up.
That's just what I do.
Straight up, and like it is, yeah, like that's something that like I'm probably more interested in than he is, in terms of like hosting a podcast.
You're going to, you do well on a podcast. You're going to do really well.
you think
yeah.
so?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of nervous, but like I feel like once I start doing it, I'm
You
sure.
just talk.
I'm sure. Were you guys like? Was there like any like nerves the first episode, or was it just like super
We just
fluid?
kind of
I
went
wasn't
for
nervous,
it
but yeah.
because we didn't know what to expect anything. We didn't even know if it was going to come out. And we launched a couple weeks ago and we've been overwhelmed with how many people have listened.
Yeah,
like we're
it's been cool.
shocked. We
It's
have
awesome,
ads on here. We're
awesome,
fucking
dude.
like
It really is zero pressure. Like we literally just chat.
And that's great because you guys are you're like doing it like just all amongst yourselves, right? Are you editing
Yeah.
it yourself? Like
everything.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's fire, bro. Because
I mean, we do it. This is like we have the equipment.
It's
like I have
awesome,
this
dude.
banging Lewitt mic. Shout out Lewitt. It sounds great. You guys have Sennheisers. Shout out Sennheiser.
Amen.
fire. Hey, you got the hands free.
I know.
The big dog out here.
Spencer's big leaguing us.
I'm like, yeah, I am big leaguing you guys
The thing. Okay,
a
so
little bit.
I think that alleviates a lot of the pressure though when you're doing it all yourself. Because
100%.
I've had some conversations with like a great buddy of mine, Pete. He runs a podcasting company and he does like Zane and Heath stuff from the Vlog Squad and like
yeah.
a bunch of like he did T.O.'s podcast while it was going on, and he has like a crazy array of like people from music to influencers and his company. He's a great dude, and to me though, I'm like, okay, if I'm doing a podcast with the company, like that'll have some added pressure because there's gonna be like producers in the room and like maybe like somebody else in the room, but of course in turn they'll be bringing potential deals that maybe you couldn't just get as quickly independently, and so I think though, like I'm so close with him, like I don't think there'll be any pressure, but I am kind of nervous, like okay, when you're partnering with someone and it's not all like on an independent wave, like will you like watch what you say more? Probably, and I just got to make sure I get that out of my head.
You'll be totally fine. So we're with a company called Anchor. They're actually a sponsor as well, which is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And with Anchor, it's like you can do whatever the hell you want, and you can also partner with people at any time. Like there's no like year exclusivity things.
Yeah.
If like say in like 6 months you were working by yourself and you're like, oh, I want to work with this guy, you just can.
Yeah,
that's the cool thing
absolutely.
about podcasts. You just fucking can.
And to
Yeah,
me,
there's
like,
complete creative freedom,
Yeah, bro.
which is great. So
Yeah.
and you see like the whole like podcast collective, like all those like Rogan and like his minions, not his minions, they're all like great dudes in their own respect.
minions.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Underlings,
I think
yeah.
they were all inspired by Star Podcast. I'm assuming.
Oh, for
he was
sure.
Like he was like the OG, but
He's the god of podcasts.
you see like some of them will have a podcast like by themselves, and they'll like have another one over here like with a partner, and then they'll like
Birdcast and
yeah, like Bert and what's his name,
Tom Segura,
the
yeah.
bear in the wood, or the two bears,
two
in one cave.
bears, one cave.
There's
Yeah.
one cave, yeah. And I'm like, they're all like cross collaborating and like starting new series, and it's like you could realistically be running like 3 podcasts at once, and like all with like different energy and like kind of different branding. And to me, it's just such an open ended like field.
Fantastic.
Did you watch Bill Burr on Joe Rogan talking about like how they're gonna start like treating podcasts
Yeah.
almost as like music labels?
I
Like,
think Rogan
Yes,
really
yes.
just changed the game
Totally
big
changed the
time
game,
with the
especially with the
deal.
Spotify deal,
yeah.
man.
$100 million,
9 figs.
guys. Like
worth every penny though. I swear to God.
$1,000,000%.
Oh,
might
like-
be worth more.
Might be more- yeah, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
he's definitely worth more. Like
That's what I'm
the
saying.
money that Spotify made, they made like billions in stock revenue.
I know. No, truly.
When he signed that deal, their stocks went through the freaking roof.
It's amazing,
which
bro.
is just,
And the crazy thing is, like, after the exclusivity window, like, he can still upload these clips to YouTube after, like, what is it, like 6 months or like a certain
It's
amount of
literally
time.
the best deal you could ever sign.
And then on top of that, he's still making his money from the UFC shit. He's probably getting brand deals like out the ass from other. It's like, bro, that dude is an
He doesn't pay
absolute
for
mogul.
anything
He
ever.
will be a billionaire within 5 years' time. I bet.
Yeah.
I'd be like really surprised if he
100%.
wasn't. He like runs traditional media. I feel like.
He
Well, I
knows
think
Elon
Spotify-
Musk. He
Or I
has
guess
to be a billionaire.
Non-traditional media is what he runs, not traditional. Sure. Yeah, bro. You got Elon Musk smoking Kush on there. It's like,
He's
come
gonna-
on, bro.
Joe Rogan's literally affecting Tesla stock by having
Literally, bro. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Why would your stock price go down just because you smoke some weed? It's like people. There's such
I mean, who knows?
there's still such a taboo around weed. It's like, come on, bro.
Dude,
It's like-
but one more thing I want to hear from you, and it can be quick. If you have a wild touring story,
Ooh, yeah.
something crazy that's happened on the road that you can talk about. I know there's some shit. There's a
okay.
there's a level that you can't say. And we always
It wasn't on a tour, but it was at a show.
that works.
Okay, that works.
Yeah, yeah.
That
Okay.
counts.
It was very specific, and this is actually one of my favorite stories ever. And like, honestly, one of the times this is like probably the most like on I felt in my life. Like, we're doing a quinceañera in Mexico, private party.
Whoa.
For this girl Sophie, and her dad paid us to come down there and like perform for her and her entire party, and it was in Monterrey, Mexico, like this really like affluent part of Mexico, and this shit was so trippy, man. We pull up and like it's all the quince is all decorated like, you know, in like traditional like Mexican decoration, and it's like we're like what are we getting ourselves into, dude? Like, do these people even know us?
Right.
And we start doing our sound check. Haven't even met Sophie. We met her parents and, you know, the people like running the quince, and it was like this huge production. Like, it was like a massive party, and you know, like we were like, bro, of course we're gonna go to a quinceañera in Mexico. Like,
Yeah.
wow, this it could be crazy or it could be super weird. Who
You
knows? Let's just do
obviously
it.
go to Mexico.
Yeah, of course, of
You
course.
gotta do it.
And so we fly down there and we get to this quince and we're doing sound check, like probably like 3-4 hours before the party starts. And we start sound checking this song called Tides. And as we're sound checking, all the young Mexican boys and girls come out, all like 15 years old, right, around quinceañera. And they all come out and they all like match with their partners. And once the hook of Tides comes in, they all start doing like a choreographed dance to
Whoa.
Tides. And me and G, we were like just sitting there like, bro, what the fuck is going on?
What is
It was the
happening?
trippiest shit. And so fast forward 3 hours later, we end up doing the show. You know, all the kids are just going bonkers. There's a bunch of like fans waiting outside of the quince because they knew like we were there and stuff. And it was just crazy because like all the young Mexican kids like really knew our stuff, and it was awesome to see, dude. They were all so hype. And we brought Sophie on stage and she rapped Wildlife with me, and it was super
Oh,
dope.
cool.
And then after that, we did a quick meet and greet, and I happened to have a boy who lived in Monterey that I went to summer camp at Stanford, like this law summer camp, like a couple years,
Excuse me.
like 3 years prior. Yeah, it was like this. My parents forced me to go. Like, I really didn't want to.
Did you
but
have 4.0?
it ended up being awesome at 3.9 something. I just like, I was smart, but I didn't really apply myself.
3.9. Not a big deal.
I always had 1B plus. Always had 1B plus.
Right.
So yeah, 3.9. But
How dare you?
yeah, so I got accepted to this in like this thing in Stanford called EPGY, and it was like this there was three, you could like do your 3 top options, and like it was like I
Epke.
had like business something, and then I had law was the third one. Like, I didn't really care about law, and like that was the one I got accepted to though, and my parents like forced me to go. Either way, I met this dude Federico there from Monterey. Like, kids from all over the world would come to this shit.
Gotcha.
And Federico ended up becoming my dog. Like, we became such good friends. And lo and behold, 2.5, 3 years later, we're in Monterey, and I'm like, wait, do I still have Federico's number? Like, we're kind of wrapping up our meet and greet at the end. It's like a Saturday night in Monterey, Mexico. I'm like, wait, do I still have Federico's number? And so I hit up Federico
Oh, yes.
and instantly FaceTimes me, and he's like, Johnson, how have you been, man? Like, we'll talk over like Facebook sometimes back in the day, and but like we weren't like too like in touch, but it was just like seeing an old friend. So next thing we know, he ends up pulling up at the quinceanera with like with like his his rich Monterey like Mexican homies, and they all have, like these like fucking GTRs, and so they all like a couple of them pull up in these whips to the quinceanera as we're leaving, and he's like come on, and we're like, all right, like we didn't have our parents there with us, it was just me and G like staying in a hotel, and so we're like, bro, let's just go party with Federico. It was a Saturday night, and so he takes us to like this Mexican house party, I guess you would call it, and everyone's just speaking Spanish. Me and G are the only non-Spanish speakers there.
Yeah.
And it was so trippy, bro. Just like, cause like this was like, you know, pretty peak of like Vine days. Like all the kids there like knew us and stuff, and they were all like excited. We were all just like drinking and stuff, about to go out to this club. Keep in mind, clubs are 19. We're 19. They're 18. So this is our first time being able to legally go to a club in our entire
Oh,
lives.
shit.
and
In Mexico.
and it's also in Monterrey, Mexico. So
Yeah.
we're just geeking. So we end up going to the club. After we pregame at like his just buddy's like just crazy mansion, and we end up going to the club, and we get there, and we have this dope little like booth, and we're all like hitting Jaeger bombs, just getting like super drunk and whatnot, you know, because it's legal over there. And next thing we know, Federico's like, yo, come up to the DJ booth, and so we go up to the DJ booth, which is on like the top floor. It's like a little like balcony leaning over the club.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's playing your record next, and we're like, what? He's like, yeah, like that. And so he plays like that, and the entire club like a little like spotlight like went on to me and G like at the top of the balcony like where the DJ's playing, and he's like, hey, we got Jack and Jack in the building, like in Spanish. I think he said something along those lines. Like
Yeah.
I just heard Jack and Jack, yada yada.
Kill these guys.
Yeah, who knows? But then like the whole club like starts like getting like hype, and then like that comes on, and like they fucking knew that shit, bro. I was like, damn, that song was actually like big, you know. And it's crazy looking back on it because you know it was like really big at the time, and it was crazy because we were in
Yeah.
Mexico, just like damn
When
near
you had
blacked
zero
out.
expectations of that happening, like you were just like, let's go play a quinceanera, that'll be fun.
Exactly.
And
We did
then-
not expect this aftermath. And then like next thing I know, I'm looking over and like, you know, like yeah, I probably shouldn't say that actually, but never mind.
Oh dang it! We were so close.
Does it have to do with a female or his females?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah.
You're looking over and yeah. Oh, I know.
Okay, either way, we're just taking Jaeger bombs all fucked up,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they start playing our record in the club in Monterrey, Mexico. And
Oh,
it was
yeah.
amazing. And then we ended up going to this after party with Federico and just hot tubbing with a bunch of, you know, beautiful Mexican women. And yeah,
Sounds
that
like
was,
a great time.
that was like just the most like trippy experience of my life, honestly. And it was just, yeah, very out of body.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Not to mention
especially-
that it started with like a fucking simulation dance with
Yeah,
like
bro.
a bunch of.
we were like, what is going on? Like, we're just like saying, in the ties they drag you down, and they're like all like doing like just this perfectly choreographed dance.
You're just like,
And I'm like,
what did
they've
we
been
do?
rehearsing this. That's amazing. Like, and we had no idea what to expect, bro. But it was such a fun experience, and
I love stories like that
yeah, dude, yeah, definitely cool.
where you just don't. Yeah, you have no idea what's gonna fucking happen, and then one of the best nights of your lives
Totally, bro.
happens.
It's like going to be definitely one of the most memorable for a long time,
Yeah,
for sure.
I love that, dude.
It's awesome.
Fucking
There's just a lot of
awesome.
layers to that, and I'm interested.
There's a lot. I'll tell you off camera what the part I had to bite my tongue at.
Yes.
100%.
Wild.
That was very
Well,
wild.
Yeah, man, it's a crazy night. Big time.
Well, I think it's about the time to ask you boys one word to describe your day so far.
Well, I love that. Is that how you wrap the episodes?
Yes.
That's how we wrap the episode. What you go first?
Productive. Actually, probably the most productive day I've had in a while.
Wow.
I just like I'm starting this esports team with my buddy.
Nice.
We're both like really into video games.
What do
We're,
you guys play?
I play a lot of Rocket League, a lot of Warzone. Used to play
Warzone.
Fortnite. Yeah, Warzone's the shit right now.
Hell
you
yeah.
know? But yeah, we were just like really diving in on the creative, and like, you know, we were having a lot of like meetings with people in terms of like potential like partners and people who are going to help organize it. And then I went from that talking to Andre about a video idea for the single coming out, and then we were conceptualizing that for like 30 minutes, and then I met with my new distribution team for the first time for this project, and like we had like a 45-minute like intro meeting, and I gave them the whole rundown of like the entire thing. I figured out who's going to be doing my merch for like when the it's crazy. Yeah, I mean, I'm just really excited, man. And it was like probably just 4 or 5 straight hours of FaceTimes, texts, calls. Like
That's the
by far
best.
the busiest day I've had in a while, which felt amazing.
I feel like the three of us are similar. We like being busy.
Love
You
being
like-
busy,
Love
especially
it.
in a time like now. It's like, man, like
If I have a weird day, it's like it's the worst.
yeah,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
And when you just like feel unproductive, especially during quarantine when there's not much to do, it's like, you know, I like to at least like, you know, put out an idea like in the studio at a minimum every
Right.
day.
If
But
you're in
yeah,
there for like an hour and you put something weird together, or something like
Yeah.
something.
but especially now, sometimes there's days where you just literally don't do shit. And
I know.
today was the polar opposite. So I was just super happy with today.
Hell yeah, that's
Yeah,
dope.
bro.
I'd say mine is well.
Well,
Really, yeah, which is
Okay.
kind of weird, but my diet has been going very well. I've been eating and working out really awesome and sleeping a lot. So I just feel well, dude. I just feel like super healthy and light.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
What sort of diet have you been
Well,
on?
you know, when I during the quarantine, I was like, it was just a weird diet. Like, I wasn't working out heavy, so I didn't eat a
You're
lot.
just kind of eating like
I was just eating whatever because there was no like.
that was me at the beginning of quarantine.
There's no future in
Super.
sight. I was like,
Totally.
nothing has any consequences.
Yeah, totally, bro.
So I'm gonna eat
So
this
true.
half pizza. But yeah, so it's just like dialed now.
It's good. You're
I'm
getting the
just
brown
measuring
rice, like the veggies, all that stuff.
chicken, almonds,
Chicken, brown rice, veggies is just like my go-to, bro.
100%. You know, you always make a lot of eggs, and I eat eggs a lot.
Love it every morning, man.
Yeah, I fuck with like the omelets you make.
Yeah, you probably see it on my stories all the
Yeah, I
time.
made one today.
And everyone's like, bro, is the only thing you can make eggs? And I'm like,
No, it's just
Kind of.
fire as fuck.
but I got a couple other things now. But yeah, eggs are definitely my morning go-to. That's great though.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude. I feel well. What's yours?
I mean, those are both really good ones. I was productive, but I'm not gonna.
You're
not gonna,
so
You can't steal
famous
mine,
for
dude.
taking so long to figure out your word.
I need to think about
Sometimes
it. I
it'll
don't
literally
wanna
like
just-
be like a, and nobody will talk for, and I'm like,
I need to think about it. I'm gonna go.
with 3,
I'm
2, 1.
positive.
Okay.
We love that.
What?
No.
What do you want me to say?
It's good. I love it. I love it. It's good. It's
It was
a perfect word.
It was just a good day. I got a lot of stuff done. I was productive. I felt well. It was just positive.
We'll
you
drink
know?
some tequila after this.
We're
It'll
gonna
be
drink some
great.
tequila after this.
Definitely.
Some
And we're
Espolon.
gonna jump off this balcony.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
driving. I can take a shot though.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's like legal.
I'm not
absolutely.
at a .08. I mean, come on. Which definitely tweaks me out sometimes, though, I will say.
Well, we pour
'Cause
big
I'm like,
shots.
am I
though,
past the
so.
limit? I don't know. But if that's the case, if I'm like questioning myself, then I'll just never drive.
Ever again.
You're a smart man.
Ever again.
Ever fucking
If I'm ever
again.
past the limit once, I'm done driving for life. But boys, seriously, thank you so much for having me
Dude,
on.
thank you for being here.
Yeah,
man. This was
thank
awesome.
you, man. This is like people are going to be very excited to listen to this.
I'm stoked, man.
All
When
the
do
fans
you
are gonna
guys
be-
release like post recording? Like how soon after?
Couple weeks,
It's
max.
be like a couple weeks. yeah.
Fire. Let me
yeah.
know when it's out, and I'm gonna
Yeah,
blast
we'll
it
send
out.
you all the stuff.
I'm stoked though, man.
Anything you
We'll
want to
make
say to
some
the
clips.
fans?
Yeah, I mean, just look out on the horizons. First solo tapes coming, first solo single.
Let's go.
A lot of new content from all the Omaha boys. Me, G, Sammy. We're all moving in together. So just expect for us to be much more active than we've been in recent months.
Omaha beef.
Yeah,
Omaha beef.
I thought
Baby.
about this the entire episode, and I have to say it. You said that I wish there was more Omaha Jack in LA Jack, and I just thought Omaha Jack was an absolute like Western sheriff's name.
Omaha
And
Jack.
You need to hold on to
Oh,
that.
it is.
Just like Omaha Jack.
It's crazy. He's known for
And you
like
do the-
it's a touchy subject, but like I can imagine he's one of those guys. Like when we were like just killing Native Americans and stuff. Dark part of our
Omaha,
history.
Omaha Jack's
Omaha
there.
Jack's like
He
killing
does
the Omaha
gun
tribe.
spin.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like
You
he's
get it.
notorious for like being an Indian. Yeah, we don't
He's like
want-
real handsome.
Native American, not Indian. But yeah, Omaha Jack, bro.
And only drinks like
Bourbon.
only drinks
drinks bourbon.
straight out of like a well. Like
Yeah,
in-
literally.
Yeah, it
never
has to be in the
water.
ground. It's got to be in the fucking like a bottle from Stanley Yelnats Holes days. Just fucking.
No one ever sees him eat. He just
Lizards on
drinks.
it.
Yeah, see, you guys get this.
All
Is
right, we're-
exactly what I'm talking
Let's
about.
go.
All right. Anyways, Omaha Jack. Just keep keep
One
letting
last,
know.
one last question for Omaha Jack.
Oh yes.
Shoot,
We're just gonna ask you this question, and you just say the first fucking thing that comes to your mind. Ready?
done.
1, 2, 3.
When's lunch?
12:45.
Very
Oh, yeah.
exact. Jack
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes.
When's lunch? When's lunch? When's lunch? I don't know.